So for our first exercise, we'll be marching on the spot. During this exercise, we will make sure to emphasize opposite leg, opposite arm, and driving up with our knees, and just making sure we're staying balanced and coordinated. You will repeat this for the first 60 seconds. For the next exercise, we'll be doing alternating shuffles. So basically what we'll do is we'll take 2 shuffles to the left, then 2 shuffles to the right. Our biggest focus here is going to be making sure that we're low to the ground and we're pushing off with the outside foot to gain our force between both legs and making sure our center of gravity doesn't leak. And you will repeat this back and forth for the next 60 seconds. So for our alternating kickbacks, what we're going to do is we're going to drive our feet towards our glutes. So where our hands are positioned, our feet are going to try to touch the glutes and alternating each leg after every rep. You will continue to alternate these and try to emphasize the hamstring stretch from it. And you will be doing this for the next 45 seconds. So for our next exercise, we'll be doing jumping jacks. So for each rep, you want to make sure that your legs and arms separate and then join back together in the middle. And repeat this for 6 reps. So for the next exercise, we'll be doing partial squats or full body squats. So for this, just making sure that your body goes down and your knees either at a 90 or just around it. And when you're squatting, just want to make sure that your chin is over your belly button, as I like to say, and making sure your trunk's aligned so that you're not falling outside of the gravity. And repeat this for 6 reps. So for the next exercise, what we're going to be doing is the slow burpee followed by 2 tricep push-ups. So for the burpee, we'll jump up in the air with our hands reaching up to the top, and then we'll follow it with a squat halfway through. And then after that, we're going to go into our tricep push-ups. You can either do them on your knees or you can do them with a pivoted toe. In this one, I did a pivoted toe. And one main thing that you should look for is making sure that your arms are near your body so that we can make sure we isolate the tricep rather than targeting the chest muscle. And you will repeat this for 60 seconds. next exercise, we'll be performing mountain climbers. So what we're going to do is we're going to get into a plank position, making sure our trunk and legs are aligned together, maintaining balance. And then what we're going to do is we're going to bring our knees up towards our chest. And just to make sure to squeeze our trunk, just to make sure we maintain balance and don't cause any instability. You will perform this for the next 30 seconds. So for the bird dog, we will start on all fours, and then when we're going to perform our rep, we are going to reach forward with our alternate arm and alternate leg, and then you want to hold this position for 8 to 10 seconds. So for the next exercise, we'll be performing dead bugs. This is similar to what we're doing with the bird dogs, but instead we're lying on our back. And what's going to happen is we're going to stretch out our legs, opposite leg, opposite arm, and we're going to meet back in the middle at 90 degrees. And you're going to hold it extended for 8 to 10 seconds, and we're going to perform the circuit for 45 seconds. So next we have is our glute bridges, also known as double leg bridges. So what we're going to do is we're going to have our legs lying by our side, and our glutes are going to fire upwards, contracting our glutes to hold like that plank position. And we're going to hold it for 8 seconds, and you're going to do this for 6 reps. Next we have is our straight arm prone plank, followed by a child's pose. So for our prone plank, we're going to hold it for 8 seconds. We're going to make sure that our hands are underneath our shoulders and our feet are shoulder width apart. Then when we go back into our child's pose, we'll fire back onto our glutes and then bring our body forward a little bit while stretching out our back. And then after this, we repeat it again for 4 reps while your plank is holding at 8 to 10 seconds and your child's pose is held for 10 seconds. for the second time in this workout, we are going to complete the slow burpee followed by 2 tricep push-ups. Same as before, you're able to do it either on your knees or pivoted at the toes. And one big thing to focus on is just making sure that our arms are near our midline just to bias the triceps. And we will be doing this again for 60 seconds. So for the Superman holds, the idea is making sure that our arms and legs are shoulder width apart. And while our arms and legs are contracting up in the air, we want to squeeze our trunk just to make sure we can maintain that stability. And we're going to hold this position for 8 to 10 seconds. And then in between, you can pause for up to 8 seconds. This will be completed for 6 reps. For bicycle kicks, our idea is that we're going to alternate between arm and leg, just moving back and forth while squeezing our trunk just to make sure that we're keeping our abs and our core in tight, and then just alternating back and forth between right leg, left arm, right leg. And we'll complete this for 30 seconds. For the third time in this workout, we're going to be completing the slow burpee followed by 2 tricep push-ups. Same as the 2 before, you can either have your knees bent or you can have a pivot at the toes. Again, emphasis on making sure that we're biasing the triceps by keeping our arms close to our body. And same as the 2 before, we will be performing this for 60 seconds. For the full body or partial body squat, what we're going to do is we're going to squat down until as low as we can go. So either at 90 degrees or a little bit lower if we can. And what we want to emphasize is the quad activation. So making sure when we're squatting down, we can fire up with our quads afterwards. We will complete this for the next 60 seconds. for our arm circles, we're going to move them in both directions. We're going to move them forward and backwards, 10 seconds per direction, and we're just making sure that we're getting enough activation for our rotator cuff muscles. We will perform this for the next 20 seconds. So for the standing front raise to overhead press, you can either use a book, a weight plate, or a dumbbell that is 5 pounds or more, or a medicine ball, whichever is more accessible to you. So what we're going to do is we're going to raise the weight in front of us, like I have here, and then we're going to bring it above our head. We're going to bring it down, then press it up again. This is making sure that our shoulder muscles are getting the full press and moving the weight properly. You will perform this for the next 6 reps. So here we're just taking the heart rate after the circuit, and this could either be done on the radial artery, you can do it on your Apple Watch, or you can use the carotid artery along the neck. So for our first mobility exercise, what we're going to complete is the adductor mobility. So you're going to start on all fours, knees are going to be under your hips, and your shoulders are going to be over your wrists. What you're going to do is you're going to extend one of your legs out, plant the heel, and then you're going to rock back with a flat back and a neutral neck. And then you're going to rock back towards your buttocks, towards the heel. And then what you're going to do is you're going to rock back forward to the starting position. And you're going to do this for 5 repetitions per both sides. You can alternate between the two and count to 10 if that's easier. Or you can do 5 on the first side and then alternate afterwards. So for the next mobility exercise, we're going to be doing the hip mobility. So we're going to start in a 90-90 kneeling position with your left knee forward and your right foot back. And what you're going to do is you're going to shift your weight forward as you're pressing your hips forward and raising both arms over your head. So we're basically flexing our hips in front of us. And then we're going to try to keep our back as straight as possible. So you should feel something in your hip flexors. And then what you're going to do is after you extend fully forward, you're going to slowly lower your arms back to starting position. And we're going to do this for 5 reps per side. So for the thread the needle pose, we're going to start on all fours. Your knees are going to be directly below your hips and your hands are going to be directly below your shoulders. So you're going to make sure your spine's in a neutral position. You're going to lift your left hand up and then towards the ceiling, you're going to slowly feed it underneath your arm. So now you're going to lower your right shoulder until the ground, until your head rests, and then your buttocks are resting on your heels. So this is activating our T-spine here. So what we're going to basically doing is we're making sure that our rotation through our back and our spine is straight and neutral the whole time. And you're going to hold for 5 to 10 seconds, and then you're going to switch to the other arm, and you're going to repeat this 3 to 4 times on each side. So for the hamstring stretch, we're going to lie face up with a knee bent. And what's going to happen is we're going to bend that knee up to a 45-degree angle. Since both our hands are behind the left thigh, we're going to extend it straight up, gently pulling the toes and legs towards you at the top. And we're going to complete this for 5 reps on both sides. the finger 4 stretch, also known as the leg crossover stretch, we're going to lie in the same position we would for the hamstring, but we're going to cross our left ankle over our right knee, lace the fingers behind the hamstring, and then we're going to gently pull it towards us to activate the stretch on the left side. You want to make sure that your lower leg stays back on the ground, and then you're going to relax, and then you're going to repeat the cycle. You're going to continuously do this for 5 reps per side. For the prone handcuff drill, we're going to lie face down, place both our hands palms down on your back. Your elbows are going to be pointing out towards the side. This is known as your starting position. You're going to extend your arms in the shape of the letter Y, reach your arms around as wide as you can and circle down until your body's with the palms down. As soon as you can no longer keep your palms down, flip your hands over, palms up, and bring your hands to the center of your lower back. Circle your arms back in the reverse direction to return to the starting position. You're going to complete 10 reps, and this is going to stretch the muscles of your scapula, your rhomboids, your serratus anterior, and your trapezius. So for the cat to cow to downward dog pose, what we're going to do is we're going to start off by our cat. So basically what we're going to do is we're going to curve our spine a little bit, and then we're going to go and flex our spine downwards into a cow, and then we're going to slide our feet back and then force up into the yoga position known as the downward dog. You're going to complete this for 6 reps.